Hi, Mark with Clear Lake Living. I'm being joined again this morning by Kelly Oldenkamp with Texas Premium Inspections. Okay, so topic this morning. We know that it has been a seller's market for a long time, for more than several years, and the builders are trying as best they can to fill in the gaps for supply and demand. So there are a lot of new homes being built all around the city. So if I'm a buyer and I'm going to go and I'm going to buy one of these new homes, do I need an inspector?
That's actually a great question, Mark. And most people, I think, will think that it's already been inspected by the inspector for the building company.
It's all right.
Right. And so it's a new house. What should be wrong? And what we're finding is, even though it's a new house, you've got the chain of command from the blueprint or the general manager or the builder going all the way down through into the laborers, where we're human. Mistakes are made. And so that new house, we're down here in Hurricane Alley, so a lot of these houses, or all these houses, have to have proper strapping, proper fasteners, and a lot of times they'll miss them or forget to do them. And so we not only come in like when a house is completely built, where we found ductwork not hooked up, faucets backwards, electrical just not hooked up right, but we also do what they call phase construction inspection.
Okay. What is that?
What we do is we'll come in and make sure before they pour the slab, the monolithic slab, that all the forms are correct, they've got the proper bracing in there, and that it's done correctly, so that slab will maintain it and perform its actual function.
So what you're saying is there's a disinterested third party, yourself, looking at this home at critical phases of construction to make sure, we've talked about hidden things in previous videos, to make sure all those things that are going to be hidden are done correctly.
Right, because once the house is built, like the slab, of course, you're covering with flooring, the house, so all we see is the outside edge.
Right.
We don't see anything else. And then, like, before they put drywall and insulation up, once that drywall's up, you don't see the structure, you don't see the framing. So we like to come in before that's all done to see that the piping is done right, the electrical is strung right, there's no broken studs, rafters, the headers are correct, all the, it's tied down to the foundation correctly.
Well, and the good thing for you is you've also got not only your inspector, but you also have the general contractor background.
Correct.
So you kind of have a sense when you're looking at whatever, yes, that it's correct or not.
Been there, done that, know how the house goes up. So it really helps us in inspecting the houses to make sure it's done right, up to code. So the house will maintain and stay there for several hundred years.
So, I've worked on transactions where the houses say it's 8 years old, and the seller had the home built, and so the buyer that's coming in is going to be the first. It's going to be the first resale opportunity, and we'll find, say, an electrical panel. There's an issue in the electrical panel, and I've asked you before. Didn't somebody inspect this 8 years ago when they were building the house?
And it's a really good point, Mark, because at the time, with all these houses going up, new houses being built, it's hard for one guy to or actually inspect all these houses.
Like a city inspector,
right? Or the builder's inspector that works for the builder. He's not going to be able to make it to all single one of those houses and inspect it, or take the time to do it correctly or properly.
So, I think the takeaway here is, just because you're buying a new home, don't, like anything else, don't assume that everything is being done correctly. And I would say, do not assume that, or assume that there's going to be some mistakes. And it's better to find stuff, before the concrete's poured, before the drywall goes up, those things, than have to deal with the problem afterwards.
Right. The little bit of fee they pay us to find those and get it corrected so they don't have a major issue later and spending lots of money when it's out of warranty,
right,
I think is well worth it.
Great. Well, that is fantastic. Thank you again, Kelly. Kelly Oldenkamp with Texas Premium Inspections. I'm Mark Klebenow with Clear Lake Living. Thanks for joining us today. If you know somebody that's going to be in the process of buying either a resale home or a new home, please keep us in mind. Keep Kelly in mind. We're going to give you all the information so you can get in contact with them. If you have questions or comments, submit them right here in the channel. We'll get them answered for you. Don't forget to subscribe, get all the latest interviews, updates, information on the local real estate market. But for now, I'm Mark Klebenow, Kelly Oldenkamp. Bye for now.